Hey guys, I'm Francis Booker.
And I'm Michael Ragusa.
Welcome to UnderTheHood.net. That's not the name.
Oh, man!
Hey guys, I'm Francis Booker.
And I'm Michael Ragusa.
And welcome to Under the Hood. We definitely didn't mess up the intro already.
No, not already. Definitely not.
That would be unprofessional and crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. What are you gonna do?
Restart the intro.
Probably. Yeah, sounds about right.
So, today we wanted to talk to you guys, especially you potentially up-and-coming writers and authors, and I mean really anybody who wants to do something.
Anything.
About failure and
yes.
why failure is important and how you learn from failure. It's kind of a heavier topic than I realized it was actually going to be.
We learned a plentiful amount from
failed
numerous times. I mean, numerous.
Like, so
numerous. I don't have enough hands.
It's a good video.
Yeah.
You guys want to hear about failure?
Yeah, it's
from two people you may or may not respect.
Yeah. Who just completed the first work.
Yeah.
A lot of failure.
So that's kind of where I want to start, to be honest, though, is that I am 21 years old right now, 21 and a half, almost exactly.
I just turned 21.
I have been writing since I was 7 years old.
Yes, he has, which is incredible.
And I've been trying to write a novel since I was probably 9.
Yep.
So
that's right.
What's the math on that? 12 years?
Yes, I don't do that kind of stuff.
It took me 12 years to write this in a lot of ways.
To come to this conclusion here.
Yes. And that's just kind of that's not a failure, I guess. That's just a long time. The failure comes from the fact that
there have been many.
If you pull up, I'm kind of a hoarder. I don't like to throw things out. So I have a million saved files from books that I tried to write. And currently in my past projects folder, there are 40 items in there. And that is not everything I've written. Some of those are not all similar or the same thing, though.
And a lot of these were solo projects, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Probably a heavy majority. Yeah, a good majority.
Yeah, so there's just been so many projects that I've worked on and then given up on. Just started, got like 10 pages in, and was like, oh, I have another great idea. Let me do that instead.
And that's how it goes, too. Like, it's hard to stay and be sold on one idea.
It is.
You just think, when you're going, you just think, I could do this, I could do that, and then you just totally forget it altogether.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, when you have an idea, and I think this is true of everyone. This is true of me, at least. When you first have the idea, you're like, this idea is flawless.
Yeah, there's no flaws.
Like this is perfect.
I could write a 7-part epic on this. I really could.
Exactly. And you're just like, this is literally like, why hasn't someone done this?
And then you get
you write
paragraphs.
You literally start writing paragraph 1, and you're like,
wow,
whoa, this isn't right. There's a disconnect. There's flaws here. There's no flaws here.
There's a reason no one has done this yet.
Yeah. So it's a natural thing that you try, give up. And we went through that even with this book.
Yes, we did.
We started this book. What year did we start this book?
You mean, do you want to count like hunters into it?
Yes.
Okay, so it was I was in my sophomore year. We were both in sophomore. I remember being a sophomore in high school writing chapter 2 in the library in high school. So that was 20. We started high school in 2013, 2012. So it's 2014 probably. 2014, end of 2014. Yeah.
So end of 2014, we started the very first draft of this book called Hunters.
Yep. Very, very different. Well, different.
It's different. Yeah.
Definitely different. I wouldn't know. There's a lot of big changes, but it stayed along. Yes. Essentially the same lines ish.
Like the core of it is the same, but a lot
of similar characters we had too. Yes. Not really a lot of character changes. A lot of same places as well too. Yep. I don't think we've changed really much of that. But we had the main difference in Hunters was there were monsters until. And surprisingly enough, the reason that Hunters didn't work is that the monsters really didn't have a place, which is pretty incredible. We didn't we couldn't insert them well. We didn't know where to put them.
Yeah, so that's really what happened. We sat there and in high school wrote a 50-page outline. Like,
yes,
like
we
an
did.
insane
50
outline.
pages, like, on document with, like, the country backgrounds, character backgrounds, the...
chapter by chapter.
Was it still
detailed.
called Moron back then?
No.
It was Jules? I want to say Jules.
It was some.
I remember that. I think we may have had a couple. Yeah.
The power in this book is called Morar. I don't know if we ever mentioned that. But yeah, no, it was totally a different name. That was only this version had Morar. Yeah. As Morar. But so we worked on that for a while. Wrote like 20 pages of the actual thing, and then it was just like, never mind.
And with that too, we noticed that it worked differently. Because like with this book, he actually typed the whole, like the whole, what you call it, manuscript of it, kind of like the drafts of it, and then I kind of helped build the world around it with him, you know, character names, country names. So, and he typed the whole thing. But back with Hunters, we took turns writing each chapter, which sounds really stupid. Like, I feel like that would really conflict. Yeah, because we have totally different writing styles.
Yeah, it was inefficient.
Yeah, to say the least.
But so we gave up on Hunters.
Yeah.
Came back to it and gave up and came back like over
a couple
the years,
times. Yeah, a few
back and forth.
Yeah, we just kept like this. Yeah. And this, actually, one of the fun facts on the website. When he came to me and he said, "I want to restart this again," which again at the time was Hunters. Yeah. It was probably, how many times did we try to restart it? I mean, it was a couple.
That was what I realized, though, was I was sitting there, and like part of it also, we were going through like some life events. Like, I mean, it's we started college.
Yeah. Graduating high school, everything. Applying to college, just a lot of stuff happening. Like, working, just everything. Yeah.
Not as much time for writing as I would have liked. But I realized one day I was like, you know, starting a new project, and I was sitting there and I was typing out a paragraph about how the like powers would work, and just so happened to be like a day or two later, I called you, and we were doing you're also kind of a pack rat, I think. We were going through, we were like combing through our Google Drives.
I keep a lot of stuff,
So we were just like combing through our old files on Google Drive. We found our 50-page outline. And we were like, oh, let's read this. And we read through it.
We put so much into that.
It's fun to read, just like going back.
It's fun to read this stuff.
But what blew my mind was I found like a page in there that was almost verbatim what I had written a couple days prior, and I had written it like 3 years before, and it like clicked for me. Like, I tried to deny it for a couple more days, but it like clicked for me, like, oh, this is the story that I have been trying to do and failing and just going back and forth on for literally 4-ish years at that point or something.
It was, and when there would be times too where we would break, where we would do it for, you know, a month or so, and then we'd stop for months. We would stop for, and then bring it back up again because we did like the core. That's why we kept coming back to it, because it had a solid core.
Once I realized that, I was like, you know, why do I keep trying to rewrite something that is like what I want to be doing? Like, clearly deep down, something in me was like,
something was right. Yeah,
I need to write this story.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I called Michael. Poor Michael was like unsuspecting. Like, he hasn't thought about writing a book in like 2 years at this point.
Don't forget about, I'll talk about my indie project I was going to work on in a second.
Like years before.
That was years before.
This was like sophomore year of college.
Was it? Yeah, that sounds about. Sounds right.
It was spring.
Wasn't freshman year of college? You sure?
No, it was absolutely sophomore.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like it doesn't feel long enough. All right. Well,
no, I know it was absolutely sophomore year, and I know why, but I don't want to talk about that on camera.
All right.
I went through like some personal stuff around that time. But so I call him, and I'm like, Michael, we're bringing it back. Like, this is the one. I know we've tried this before.
It's hurt every time.
We're bringing it back this time, though. Like, it's coming. Hunters is coming back.
Yep.
And I will never forget what you said to me.
I said, in essence, the exact words are escaping me, but if this one doesn't work, they don't really say them. That's either escape me, because I know kind of what I said.
You said, if this one doesn't work, I'm out. I'm not going through this again.
It's a lot. You have to you have to think of a ton of stuff. And actually, while we were creating the fun facts on the website, and you were typing that fun fact, I told him, as we were on the phone talking about it, I told him, while you're writing that fun fact, I want you to know this is it. Like it will never happen. I couldn't do I couldn't come back to this one again. It was just so many times, and we didn't have to, luckily.
Well, actually, so this is where the story gets real fun, and this is my point, or this long rambling point that I'm trying to really make, is we had so many failures on the road to get here, and I, had this agreement with Michael where I was like, if this doesn't work, this is the last one.
Yeah, we couldn't. It just
within a month, I started a different project.
Yes, he did.
Like I
total solo.
Didn't give up on this one, but I was like, you know what?
Did you tell me about that?
I don't know if I did.
I don't remember.
I kind of think I might not have.
I think you just kind of like got some free time and just did it.
Yeah, I mean that's what it was. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna put Hunters on hold. Like I'm not giving up on it. I'm just putting it on hold for a little while. I put it on hold for like 6 months while I wrote a different story. And that's insane, by the way. Like that was not a great idea, and it could have gone wrong in so many ways, but it didn't.
It didn't. No, it was
like a necessary thing. Where that story that I wrote was the first story. It was a novella. It was not as long. It was more manageable. It was the first thing I ever finished and edited. And the fact that I was able to do that is, I think, the real reason why I was able to do Hooded, was because I now kind of knew what the process was like. I had gone through it, and if I hadn't given up on it, not given up. If I hadn't put Hooded to the side for the 6 months, I don't know that Hooded would have gotten finished.
And it can be a heck of a process. Oh, yeah. But I didn't think. I kind of thought you write it, you edit it, you find a publisher, and it's done. But it is not that.
No, yeah.
There's a lot goes into it, but you want to make it good, so you got to do.
Yeah. We finished this book. Yeah, the first draft of this book was finished on April 2nd.
You were on a plane too, weren't you?
I was on a plane. Yeah, that's why I remember it really well. I finished the editing of the first draft on April 2nd. Mm-hmm. The book didn't release until December 10th.
A lot in between there.
Which is not. If we were smarter about it, that would have been planning, and I won't go into the technical aspects.
Again, it is our first. We didn't really know how it went.
Yeah,
it was all learning on the spot. Yeah.
But a lot of that was us trying to find traditional publishers.
Long time waiting for that,
and it was kind of a blessing in disguise.
Yeah,
because
it was just felt, I don't know, it didn't feel as stressful. Like it was just because we kind of had control of it.
Yeah,
there was no one else kind of handling it, then we had to kind of work with that. Like it was, but there's a lot. I mean, and it's not like in a lot of ways, I still do consider that a failure. Like we. It did, yeah, because we sent out.
Published. It was our goal. It didn't work out, and we went a different way.
Waited weeks for it, but it didn't pan out.
But we keep growing and we learn from there. And I think that's really the message of this video: is the path to success is paved in failure.
And it could be quite a bit of it sometimes.
There's a lot of it most of the time. But yeah, I think once you have failure, you have two options. You either learn from it and grow from it, or you let it beat you.
And we did. I mean, a couple times we thought it was just over. After the 50-page outline was done, and we were like, after we said, this is not working, we stopped. We're like, this is just, it doesn't work. And we kept coming back, and just years later, it panned out pretty, and I think it panned out pretty well.
Yeah, I really liked it a lot.
Yep.
So that's our mini ramble about failure and
what it could lead to.
Yeah. So
which is, we got to keep at it though.
Yeah, that's really the persistence is the most important thing, I think.
Absolutely.
That's all I've got. If you guys have any questions for us, feel free to message us on, leave a comment, hit me up on Twitter, whatever method. My email is available somewhere, probably. You can find that. Thank you guys for watching, though.
Thank you.
I've been Francis Booker.
And I'm Michael Radusa.
See you guys.